Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mueve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant, where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines, and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV, exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty, and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress, and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits, and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa, or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
cut prices. Stream big and save bigger with your TV channels app. Enjoy your favorite shows, movies, comedy, local hits, kids content and sports for just 1,000 shillings daily plus a 4 GB data bonus. Better still, for just 2,500 shillings, grab the weekly bundle with 10 GB streaming data and a 3-day free trial. Don't wait. Download the OTV channels app now and take control of your entertainment. Pause, rewind, record, play anytime, anywhere. Stream big, save bigger with your TV channels.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mweve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV. Exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
How can you get me off on this? But of course, it is Tuesday, and it's a very wonderful Tuesday right here on Host TV, wherever you're getting us from. Remember, Tuesdays we give it for the community focus, and the focus we're looking at is you, who is watching us live wherever you could be from. If you're within, you're coming live from a Host Hub Innovation Center that is in Arua City. You will always find us on plot 327 Azia Crescent, Abia Cell, that is in Pangisa Ward. As an innovation center, you're always welcome to come and co-create with us. And one big thing we always prove to say is that we are a living innovation center, because this is where we do a lot of media innovations through that is a Host TV that is available on, if you're able to know the YoTV app, or if you don't have the YoTV app, you can have the Afro Mobile app, and if you don't have the Afro Mobile app, you can also go ahead and download our dedicated Host Media app right over on a Play Store. And for those who are catching us, also very accessible on the Facebook platforms. I want to say thank you very much. People like Pato Gonzalez. I don't know what this name really means, but you're catching this show live from Abia Cell. Thank you very much. And many others who are streaming us on various platforms on social media, and those who also follow us on TikTok, and those who follow us on YouTube. Remember always to make sure that you subscribe, like us, and also share this to many other friends of yours so that they will be able to catch it right over here. Remember, it is the Tuesday, over that very Tuesday, and I must be able to say that it is the International Youth Day. Internationally, this day is to recognize the efforts of youth, and Uganda joins the rest of the world to celebrate International Youth Day. But on a sad note, that is a country that has 77% of its citizens as youth, and those who are 18 years below, actually the majority in that case, cannot be able to afford to celebrate this day on the speculated day, because this has been said clearly by our Prime Minister for Youth, and that is Balam, that they needed this day to be celebrated when President Museveni is in presence, because there are a lot of youths that the president focuses on. And if you know, our president, that is President Museveni, is not in the country. He is actually in Egypt, Cairo, meeting up with the president of Egypt, that is Abdel Fattah, who had invited him on a state nation visit, where he is encountering bilateral talks. That is in Cairo just yesterday when he touched on in, of course, Cairo. That is for you, that how the Youth Day is moving on. But of course, Arua District, Arua City, and all the West Nile District, even most of the districts in Uganda, have postponed this day. But for us, as a Host TV, as a Host Hub, as a youth-based initiative, we continue to say that on this very day, we are celebrating the youth. If you're a youth out there, this day is for you. Wake up and do something very exceptional, because it is you who will drive the society to the next level. If we are talking about 50 years agenda of Uganda, Vision 2040, if we're talking about the African Vision 2063, it is only you who is a youth who can be able to live that dream with confidence 100%, because you're a youth. But you can live to that age if only you live a healthy lifestyle. Avoid eating non-living things like marungi, and also avoid smoking non-living things like tobacco and the other bigger ones. We know when I talk about the big ones, you know that very well, and where you could this be. We also always want to be part of you by making sure that you join the discussion live on the WhatsApp platform, that is a 070-2321-169. That is the official WhatsApp number of a Host TV. Any discussion you see on TV, if you want to get to us, you always make sure you follow that WhatsApp that is running just where your screen. If you see on top of the screen, the lower tab is right over there, you'd be able to see the WhatsApp number right over there. And I'm always very happy for those who catch us from other cities like Juba, those who catch us all the way from Kinshasa, and those who catch us down all the way from South Africa. I know of people like Mawamis who are in South Africa who always get us live. And also those who catch us live in Europe, and those who also always get us from US and wherever you could be. I know in some places we are still getting, there's still midnight. If you go to places like South Asia, you could be still sleeping, but those who catch us at that time in East Africa and in Africa, in most African countries, it is already morning hours right over here. And those in Europe, you might be 2 hours ahead of us, and of course I want to wish you the best of you early morning hours right over there. So it is a very big day for us as youths, and for you, if you're within Uganda, you must be able to celebrate this in a very perfect way. And if you're within also West Nile, you can be able to celebrate this day with us right over here. Remember, for those who are catching us online, share this and make sure that you can be able to get your friends Kenyans also get parts of what is happening right over here. And I also want to tell it in a very particular way, whisper it to you, that actually now, Host TV, you can watch it without a decoder if you have Hisense screen. If you see this screen right behind me here, this is an Hisense screen. So if you have this screen in your living room or in your sitting room, what you can only be able to do is go to the app section over that, because it's a smart TV, and you download yourself Afro Mobile. And once you download Afro Mobile, you will see the last 3 channels. Host TV will be right over there. That is how accessible we are without a decoder. We're moving away from decoders. I always tell people that 10 years from now, we will not have decoders in here. What we'll be having will be smart TVs, whereby you don't need, how can you buy a smart TV? You also go and buy another decoder, and on this decoder you're going to pay power. So that is what we're saying. As a revolutionary youth, we want to take it away from you, the burden of buying a decoder, the burden of buying power, and the burden of doing all those other unnecessary things that this century doesn't need. As a Gen Z, you only need a smart screen, whereby the moment you tap on it, you'll be able to access your TV right over there, and you get Host TV right in your living room. So a lot of things are happening in the world. The world is fast moving. Remember that if you're able to know, NRM is approaching to its SEC elections. A lot of the press briefings happening there. And also there are issues that on Saturday we'll be having election over the Paris leaders. A few within Uganda. Many of you thought that these elections were done, not knowing that actually on Saturday, people will be going back to polls to vote for the primaries, NRM primaries. So you must be able to go and vote. And for that case, in our political activations, in the second hour, we'll be bringing a gentleman right in studio here to sit with us to understand the manifesto. If you're to be a councillor in your parish, what services does a councillor do? Does a councillor construct bridges? Does a councillor also go and attend funerals? Or does a councillor attend marriages? What are those roles the councillor is supposed to do? And what is the manifesto that you're going in? We'll be bringing in one gentleman. He is called Saddam. Saddam Hussein, not the other one we know very well. He will be in studio here. And if you want to be part of him, what questions would you want him to pose forward? We'll expect you to get us on the WhatsApp 9. That is 07021 2321-169. It is the number that you see on your screen right over there. And wherever you are, you could also be dropping us your comments there. If you're catching us on the various Facebook pages, I know some of you are getting us on Africa Francis, some of you are getting us on Lulua, others are getting us on Daily West Nile, but our official Facebook page, that is Host TV, wherever you're getting us on, drop your comments right over there. It is a very beautiful Tuesday, by the way. On a beautiful Tuesday like this, there are moments like these hours in the morning which still keeps you on the bed. Remember to hook yourself out of the bed now. Early to bed, early to rise makes stomach. Catches actually the fattest worm. So if you want to catch the fattest worm, make sure you'll be able to go there. Just on my screen, I'm seeing a lot of signals coming in from the production room trying to tell us to delve in, to go history and to understand what really happened on this very day. If you are just seeing on my screen there, what happened on this day is what my production team is projecting to me right over there. And it makes us to go to history and try to understand how life was like back then when things were good. Today in history, we must be able to, starting from Uganda, in the year 1986, we take a history of how President Museveni toppled President Obote military in a coup. That was the year which President Museveni came in power in 1986, and after that Uganda has seen a lot of tremendous changes under the reign of NRM, and that is why we are also still seeing President Museveni coming on polls again to make sure that we try to vote him again and again. That is the biggest thing that happened on this very day. A revolutionary leader who came and toppled the president that no one would expect to be toppled. Remember how a famous Obote government was in, I remember 1966. This is a government that ushered Uganda into 1960, that ushered Uganda into independence. And even being toppled years later, came back because he was a visionary leader. Obote was a visionary leader that the UK government decided to bring back. And that was the second reign of Obote, not until when 1981 elections, which were very chaotic, which had a lot of issues of Pandagari, which has a lot of issues of contestations, and the youngest boy by then, President Museveni, did come in vehemently, to take to arms and to try to see we can be able to liberate Uganda. And in the year 1986, our liberation came on not a silver plate, but through a lot of struggles. You remember the invasion of Kabamba, you remember the times in the Luero jungles, and President Museveni being a visionary leader, by the way, many didn't see that in him. And I always tell people that the times when President Museveni was in the courtyards of Nyerere that is Tanzania, remember Tanzania has a lot in terms of history of trying to be very fast rising a country in the early years of independence. That was back then in 70s and 80s later on. And Nyerere kept on telling Obote, you have a leader who is rising now, but Obote underestimated President Museveni, a man who cannot be able to, and everyone underestimated him. Even with only 27 guns, if you read the story of the 27 guns, you'd be able to understand that there were two powers of President Museveni: being very generous to people, and even that if you're in a struggle of fighting, of arms struggle, you don't need to be bad to the citizens. There were the people being housed by the citizens. The Obote government was unpopular. The President Museveni's, the NRA was very popular because they had the ideology of bonding well with the community. And later on, we did see how President Museveni took power in 1986. Until now, we are a very peaceful country. We have also gone economically from an island economy to an economy whereby the countries who by then were exporting from are now exporting from us. You see a lot of industries in Uganda now. The Indian community continues to do a lot for us, and we continue to see Ugandans nights in the nightlives. They are doing a lot of things. During the day, they are doing business. We have tarmacked roads now. We have a lot of things in Uganda that we need to thank God for. And we say, thank you, President Museveni, for making sure that we are able to attain this. And of course, in other continents within Africa, in the year 1971, remember, King Manasa Popavo, a Togolese singer, also died on this day. It's a very bad one. We say, may his soul rest in eternal peace. Also, it's a bad day that we are mourning one of our ministers, that is Okurur Karut, who passed on, of course, at the age of 70. May her soul rest in eternal peace right over there. And going to see also today in history, if we go back in the year 1964, this was the time when most of the African countries were getting independence. Was actually the time South Africa was at the helm over the apartheid policy, and during this time, South Africa was banned from participating in Olympics just because of the practice of the apartheid policy. We know that very well, that history of South Africa. If you know it, relate well with history of Africa and how Nelson Mandela rose to be a very vocal person who later on was imprisoned because of the acts of being resisted to the apartheid regime till the year 1994, when South Africa got her full independence right in there. And if you know very well, also in this year, in 2013, a very big president over Mali was elected. That is President Ibrahim Boubacar. This gentleman, Boubacar, was elected on this very event. His other name is Keita. He was elected in 2013 as a president. And of course, back then in African history, in 1829, remember, in the 18th century, the coronation of Queen Renovaya of Madagascar takes place after the death of her husband, that is King Radama, right over there. For the first time in history, a female taking over right in there. So a lot of things happening in history on that very day here. And if you also go ahead and you try to see in other world history, you'd be able to see the American inventor Isaac Singer patent his famous sewing machine. The sewing machine we're seeing right now, there is one that is Singer. If you know of machine Azabani Bongo Sozo, Charani Azabon Singer. Actually, it was patented on this very day in 1851, in the 18th century, by the way. Where were you? By then, maybe 18th century already, machines were being invented in Europe, but of course America, that's an American brand, by the way. It was invented on this day. And also in 1908, as we entered in the 19th century, if you know of the car that is called Ford Ford made its first model, that is a Model T, on this very day that is 1908, right over there. And Ford is one of the most recognized automotive companies in the world right over there. So a lot of things happened on this very day here. Remember, when we go back to history, there's always the saying that history repeats itself. But how does history repeat itself? It's trying to re-echo to us that there are certain things that happened in the past. We can refurbish them and we can rebrand them to be good ideas that shape our society, because we do not want bad history to repeat itself in one way or the other. So we must always be able to look at the good history that reports itself. As I told you, on Tuesdays like this, we take it to be more of a community focus, and we make sure that the discussion is set around you, and basically on issues that affect the society, on issues that are running the society, and also on issues that are making sure that we have a very formidable society. And in the second hour, we'll be getting on to have our own, that is one aspiring leader, a youth, who is also aspiring for the position of councillorship, and we want to understand more. Remember, on Saturday there will be these elections. I will always encourage you to go and vote. And also don't forget that it is the International Youth Day celebrations. Internationally, we're celebrating the youths today, and that is what we must be able to understand very vehemently and very perfectly right in there. And how would the Tuesday be like this without you being part of these discussions? I want to say that you can always be part of these discussions by making sure that you dial the WhatsApp line. Our official WhatsApp line for Host TV is 07023211169. And of course, you can also always make sure that you get to us on that is Facebook, and you get to drop your comments. I'm very happy that people like Pato Nixao Gonzalez is dropping a comment right over there, and is following this right from Abiasel right in there. So without wasting time, and of course we're in here together, we do up to, that is the hour of 9 a.m. Remember, the Morning Explorer so comes your way every Mondays to Fridays from that is 6 to 9 a.m. Remember, from 6 we always start the day with BB Al Jazeera, bringing to you what is happening around the world, and later on we started with prayers from 6:30 up to 7, and our active programming starts in here, and now we're going up to the hour of 9. Desire is out of the studios. We have sent her on a special media engagement that is under our Host Hub Innovation Center, and she will be joining us soon. I know you should be missing her very well. I myself also, I miss her in studio, and would be getting her if possible by tomorrow right over there. But for now, let us go in to our song of the day. It is a song that is based on our theme for community, as we look at a song that triggers issues of GBV, that triggers issues of women, and it is done by Ando Frank, and this very song inspires alone. It is called Oko, featuring Irene Chembade right over there. Let me cross on to my production team to play for us our song of the day, and after that, when you come back, we'll be doing the press briefing right in here. Good morning, love you.
Vudde Kampala bangambye wechanze mwana wa bendi n'omusakata. Don't you know you're made for her? Ebyekiyayi nebikulalula wandibadde nogewala denini mona mupe bisebsebe asinisome si andula alikukelele mingi sebsebe ebiwolo si andula kalela matairale. She's your man, we don't bother let her go. She's your man, kalera matairale. She's your man, we don't bother let her go. She's your man. Mini Andre Musuku, me used to be happy enjoying my life. Mini Andre Musuku, me used to be happy enjoying my life. Oduda wata simandera, aguitazi yo mini malia, suruitizi yo mini malia. Adiosi, ikamalera, achita chisuma butisi, me no like it. Ikamalera, onto suma butisi, I don't like it. She's your man, I really mandera. She's your man, I would be say yes, ikumalyava. She's your man, I really mandera. She's your man, no. Pulira byogamba mu butuufu oyo naye alinde empisa sinungi naye andu pulira tumuwa kitiibwa
buli kaseera oyomba lwaki tosala busungu
Denini mona mupe bisepseme
asinisumisi antula
alikukelele mingi sepseme
entuboromisi antula
oduda watasimandera aguitaziyo minimalia suruitiziyo minimalia adiosi ikamalera atita tisumabutisi mino like ikamalera ontutontuzumabutisi I don't like it.
she's your woman
Woman.
she's your woman
No.
she's your woman she's your woman
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a name.
You have a name? Do you have a name? Do not be like Mweve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant, where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines, and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Yes, a very beautiful morning to you who is tuned in right here on Host TV. Remember, we're coming live from Host Hub Innovation Village. Thank you very much for always making sure that you're part of this morning discussion that we take you through from 6 to 9 a.m. early morning right here in Hosta TV. And remember, you are very much appreciated if you're watching us on Afro Mobile or Your TV. And for those who can also be able to download our Host Media app, remember, it is a secure app that you can be able to download on the Play Store. Just go on your phone. You can click on the Play Store and make sure that you write Host Media without spacing, and you'll be able to see Host Media app right over there. And as we're moving on, remember, this first hour is about to end, and in the second hour, we will be having our own, that is one of the councillors, aspiring councillors for one of the wards in Arua City, that is Pangisa, to try to understand, to tell us what it means. And remember, this day is a very blessed day for us as youth internationally. It is called the International Youth Day celebrations right in here. We'll be celebrating this later on as Uganda, but for now, as a Host TV, as a Host Hub, we are a youth-based initiative and founded, and how else can I be able to say, focused, and everything we do is for the youths out there. And that is why our space that is at ABSL, we offer a lot of youth-related activities and also relate well with the Gen Zs in one way or the other to make sure that you can always pay us a visit on plot 326, that is in Asia Crescent, ABSL, right in Pangisa Ward. But going on to see what is happening on the papers, the press briefing right over here, I have the new vision. Just if you're able to see how the production team is projecting it right over there, you must be able to know that on the new vision paper, the biggest story, the biggest articles that are on there are what we must be able to undergo, and later on we'll also be seeing what is happening on the Daily Monitor. For the new vision, the big story, if you're able to see it, is the story of how government moots bills to scrap LDC. Remember, the Law Development Center, very well this story has been moving on, and of course SEC divides over voting methods. NRM is set to hold its SEC election from that is the 20th right over there. An ex-minister novelist Karuru Okuru dies, and of course it's a very big story that has been written there. President Museveni on Egypt is in Egypt is a story that the new vision has captured India. And of course on sports, as yesterday, Cranes did win 2-0 over, that is a Niger right over in Nambole, and we did see that match, and that already gives you a hope for Uganda to move forward in terms of what is right over there. And from the stories right over we are seeing in here is that the new body, there is what is coming up, government is actually moving on to see a bill. Remember, there's what we call the Education Law Bill 2025 that is already in the Parliament. And you know, things to do with education nowadays move very fast. You understand very well. Our First Lady, Janet Kata Museveni, is the Minister of Education. And many times within her reign of terror, we have a reign of being the ministry head. She has done a lot of transformations in the education sector. If you talk about the salary enhancement for the science teachers, if you talk about the new curriculum, and now we're seeing this bill coming on, and this will see the formation of what we call the National Legal Examination Center, NLEC. That will be tasked that if you're a lawyer and after getting your bachelor's degree, you would want to go to LDC, you will first see the National Learning Education Center test, and then later on it will not only be LDC that will be mandatory for you to do the bar course. There will also be other institutions. This will kill the monopoly for that is LDC. LDC has been the only sole institution recognized by the National Higher Learning Center for Higher Learning Education tasked to do issues to do with what we call bar course for law. For you to be a practicing lawyer, you first have to go to LDC. So this story is right in there. You can be able to get it on page 6 over the new vision. If you're buying it, go to page 6 and you'll be able to read a lot more on that story right over there. Now, there's also issues on, there have been issues around people dying around the swimming pool. Remember, on 3rd of August, there was a student of Aseta High who drowned off in a swimming pool, and police has now come up to set tough measures and tough rules to see that there are swimming pool standards whereby we must be able to have CCTV cameras, closed-circuit cameras around the pool area, and there must also be employment of qualified lifesavers and safety measures in and around the swimming pool is what the police has come in. This does not only apply to schools, but also to recreational facilities. If in your town, in your area, you have such places, remember, there are many people who have ever drowned in these swimming pools and died in there. So that is a very big story the new vision has captured right over there. And if you see on the Daily Monitor right over there, and if you could be able to see on the screen on the Daily Monitor, Monitor, we are seeing Ugandans passed extraordinary to Ugandans actually extraditions to US spell trouble for that is Katunga. Ugandans passed extraditions over that is there. And of course the URA tax hammer goes after all nails. You remember URA has been going through a lot digitalizing the taxation right over the free system. And the Daily Monitor also captures the story about the death of a former minister, Mary Karuru Okurut, who dies actually just a day after. At the age of 70, she passed on, and we are still seeing that. And the New Vision has a story here. Over 50, by the way, pick forms to run for presidential. Now, as we're talking right now, 51 individuals, have decided to go and contest and bid for the highest ranked job in the country, that is to be the president of Uganda. So President Museveni has 50 more people who have gone to the Electoral Commission to pick forms right over there. Who knows also? You could also be the next. You can also walk to Kampala, to ministry, to the Electoral Commission offices, pick up form and challenge the president. If you so wish, you could do that. That is how democratic we are. Over 51 already. And out of this, we did see those 5 who are below the age of 25 years who are also contesting in this race. There's also I was able to see pictures of those going on border to pick nomination. There's the one student from Cavendish University who has also gone to so interesting there. So a lot. There's also one for MOOPS who is also going to contest right over there. So who knows, after this so also, I might also be going to pick my presidential aspirations to see if I can also contest. Remember, to be a president, you need the signatures, you need 20 million. That money, if you can apply for PDM, and then or not for PDM, you can apply for a loan. After getting a loan of 20 million, yesterday we did have people like Obida and Ama here who are also dealing with financial institutions. Go and try your luck. Who knows? You might hit the bet and become the next president of Uganda. But I'm not saying that it is obvious that you now risk everything, but it is an open advice to you. 50 plus, pick a nomination, a total of 51 of them are going in there. For details, you can be able to get that story on the New Vision page right over there. If you go to, that is page 8, page 5 actually, of the New Vision, you will be able to get that story right over there. And the Daily Monitor did not actually miss out on that. The Daily Monitor also has right over there that story for you that you can be able to capture it vividly right in there. And on the New Vision also, we are seeing a story of how the former minister, it's a very sad one right over there, the former minister Karuru Okurut dead, so gripped of course the nation yesterday following the sudden death of our former minister Karuru Okurut. And on the the Daily Monitor goes ahead to actually pattern more over the back then histories of what Mary Karut has been. Remember, he has been a novelist. She had written novels right over there. So those are some of the books that we'll be leaving. If you want to know more about her life and stories in there, you can also associate yourself by making sure that you read some of the books that she has already written in there. Remember, she died at the age of 70 years. And for details, you can be able to make sure that you get on the next vendor and get yourself the Daily Monitor and the New Vision. Both of them have actually carried that right in there. There is what we also see here on the New Vision paper, a very big story right over there where it is saying that President Museveni, Egyptian counterpart, to hold bilateral talks is a big story right over there. I did tell you President Museveni is in Cairo, that is in Egypt, and there's what we call the bilateral talks with Egypt in Cairo. And I remember he did step in there, and President Museveni, if you see on the New Vision paper right here over there, being received by the Vice President of that is not the Vice President, by the Minister of Water and Engineering over Egypt, being received on a red carpet. And remember, President Museveni being out now. Remember, today we're supposed to celebrate the International Youth Day celebrations that have actually been pushed now to allow that when President Museveni is there, they needed to celebrate that day. We did see Balam making that very clearly during his appearance at the National Youth Parliament sessions held in Kampala right over there. So most of these stories are what the New Vision is captured in India. A very big one is the win that Uganda did register. Both of the papers have that. How Uganda edged 2-0 on that is a Niger. Remember, Uganda is in the group. Uganda has already played 3 games, winning 2 and losing 1. Already gives us an advantage that we are going past. Not only we are at the group stages, there are hopes that Uganda will be going past the group stage and, of course, into the knockout stages right over there. And the next games are actually determinant for us to see if we can go comfortable. Remember, in the group stage ties over the tournament, the higher you go, the cooler it becomes, actually. So if you have more wins, you will be tied against teams that have qualified. You'll be tied. That's how the tournaments go, by the way. So the moment you also qualified in a very funny way, you will be tied with the teams that made it easy. That is how the tournament keeps on going on there. So remember, Uganda has ever had a history of going up to the CHAN finals. Remember, during 1978, Idi Amin regime, where Uganda cranes the CHAN tournament is whereby we see locally based players are the ones playing this tournament. It's a tournament that CAF has put in there, the Confederation of African Football has put in to see that at least those who are playing locally within the leagues in Africa, we're talking about Uganda Premier League, we're talking about the South African League, we're talking about the Kenyan League, all these other leagues within Africa, where we're seeing these happening. That is what the CHAN tournament focuses on. Many of you have been asking why other players are not into this CHAN. So CHAN is only designed for African-based players who are playing in there. So Uganda has had history of even going up to the finals of that. And we must be able to say that we're confident with the level of course, the commitment from the president. Remember, there had been a promise that every match won is the money going into the Cranes camp right over there. So a lot of things happening, right? And of course, on the New Vision, there's a very big paper, a very big story here. Polls, NRM SEC divided over voting methods right over there. Remember, NRM is going into polls. There's a very big fight between the former Speaker of Parliament Kadaga and the current Speaker of Parliament Annette Among right over there. And this has been seen a lot of issues. Remember, they're all in the same seat. And these are women of great importance, so NRM will be going into polls. Will this also, the SEC polls, be a turning point for NRM? Is a big story that you can be able to catch on the New Vision paper, page 3, right over there. And of course, the Daily Monitor did also capture that. And for your case, by the way, as NRM goes into this SEC election, there is no one from West Nile who is contesting in this, but West Nile has one of the biggest number of SEC. If you look at the administrative units in West Nile, 12 administrative units, including even the city of Arua and the municipalities that are in there. So it already tells us that we're only participating in these SEC elections, not really. At some point, we did see Matua. Richard had shown interest in going into the SEC elections, but I didn't see that actualized to the reality. Before actually Matua became the RCC, before Matua became that very vocal person, there were posters of Matua circulating in groups about his ambitions to run at SEC level right over there. So those are stories that are happening right over there. Those are stories that are shaping the community. Remember, at the top of the hour, we'll be having coming back in here. There are elections and petitions results have continued to be triggered in here. But there's one petition that has triggered a lot of speculations in Arua as of yesterday. Remember the famous Deborah Ronald Atima yesterday did record a statement assuring the public that his petition will be upheld by his victory will be upheld by the petition, and he is very vocal in that statement. He did say that the evidence that were brought forward by Debo's team were baseless. That is according to the NRM tribunal, election tribunal hearing, and of course there were issues to do with election malpractice that, according to him and according to the petitioners, was null and void because election took place in those places. So we're here to see the final verdict. Of course, yesterday, we did see NRM has released most of this. There were celebrations also at another camp. The Debo team was celebrating in town, saying that they have won the petition. So there have been a lot of issues in here. But of course, remember, but most of these petitions have been traced down. And we did also have the lawyers that represented Atima Lee in these petitions. That is Odaman Company Advocates that represented Atima Lee. We did have the lawyers here in studio just a week back. And there were issues to say that there were speculations that most of this, petition is not easy. Going into petition needs you to have extra evidences because court is based on evidences. If these evidences are not there, however good or however maybe you have high chances that you are the right person, but If the court has said no, it is no in one or the other. We continue to also cap tabs on that. Remember also, elections are still there on Saturday. Remember to go and vote for these councillors. Remember to go and turn up the way you would always be to make sure that we have the right leaders for the NRM primaries. And the elections are going now to what we call the center stage, because after these primaries, we'll now be expecting the Electoral Commission to take charge of the full elections up to, that is Feb 2026, where we'll be wrapping up with our elections right over there. But for now, be that citizens, if you're within Arua, those within West Nile, sa politiki vudi malia letata nsema mayo aroni amayuni ngiringiri mefu ameseli yako adiko oku levina adusade yozokini kuongona amadia ku mavlere kuda iyo amavoro dilu politikia badi ya mazama na mtsele adira ate mtsele nyari anze chono mtsele nya kura leku. All these are issues that are coming right over there. And to understand this better, in the second hour, we want to get one of the candidates, because we have what we call the political activations right over there, and we want to make sure that we get for you some of these councillors. Understand from them, what role does the councillor play? Some people have a lot of expectations. There are people who think that going into a council, you will now be the one constructing bridges, you will be the one to do a lot of things right over there. So we want to also make sure that we understand from these who are aspiring, what are their manifestos like, and what does it mean for them to convince you to be their voter in one way or the other. That would be at the top of the hour. We'll be having Saddam Hussein. It's not the Saddam Hussein, the one who had been able to go, you know about the instances of the America declaring him this and that, but we have a very young, energetic youth who has also taken it to the podium to make sure that he contests for the position of a councillorship in one of the divisions in one of the wards in Arua Central Division, that is a Pangisa ward. Will be with us in studio here to unpack his manifesto and also to encourage you to go and vote on Saturday. By the way, that is the biggest thing right in here. Just a minute from now is taking us to the top of the hour. Let's get to some charity break, and when we come back, we'll be having a face in studio, and this face will be talking about issues to do with the election. What does it mean for Saddam to be a councillor, and what is in manifesto? Remember, he's a gentleman who comes in from San Siro, and we're very proud to say that these are people who are transforming San Siro to be a place that is a very peaceful place. Many of you had, when we talk about San Siro, it's a very negative thing. But for now, we are actually coming up with a T-shirt called Visit San Siro, because it's a very peaceful place now. It is a place where the youths are doing transformation. It's a place where a youth can be able to come up and challenge and even go and take up roles in politics and also do many other things right over there. So that is it. I will be coming back here with a boy who is doing that, transforming San Siro through his works and through what he's doing on. A lot of things we'll be able to see that right over here. But for now, let's go for the charity break. When we're back here, we'll be having a lot of discussions centered around that. So keep it locked. Thank you very much. Love you, the Morning Explorer. So.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mweve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines, and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV, exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty, and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress, and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits, and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa, or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
prices. Stream big and save bigger with your TV channels app. Enjoy your favorite shows, movies, comedy, local hits, kids content and sports for just 1,000 shillings daily plus a 4GB data bonus. Better still, for just 2,500 shillings, grab the weekly bundle with 10GB streaming data and a 3-day free trial. Don't wait. Download the OTV channels app now and take control of your entertainment. Pause, rewind, record, play anytime, anywhere. Stream big, save bigger with your TV channels.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible?
Yes, viewer, good morning to you wherever you're getting us live from. This is Host TV. Remember, we're coming live from Host Hub Innovation Center that is located in Arua City. And must be upset. It's the second hour of the Morning Explorer show happening right here on, of course, Host TV. And as I did promise to you, second hours are always amazing because that is where we get to have one-on-one chat with people who matter to you. And remember, this very day is the International Youth Day celebrations all over the world. The world is coming in together to give solidarity, to give views and respect to the youths all over the world. As I did promise to you also, in the Tuesdays, we normally focus on the community and we live to look at what is happening. And on Saturday, we'll be going in for what we call the last batch of the NRM primary elections. And I must say that let us understand these elections from those who are contesting in them. And in studio, I'm pleased to be joined by one gentleman who is an aspiring leader, who is coming from the ghettos, who is also one who has gone through a lot to see that he is right in the studios right over with you, a boy from San Siro who now wants to contest for the position of the councillorship for this area here. It should be known in San Siro to be of a very bad place for those years back. There's a transformation going in around there. The youths are now doing things that are tremendous, and there's a hashtag going on, Visit San Siro. Even with your phone at midnight, you will never lose that phone of yours. And who are these who are trying to transform San Siro in one way or the other? We have, I must be able to say, in studio, I have a gentleman, if you're able to see on my cameras now, and I have a guest in studio. And this is the man I'm talking about. From there, let me give it back to you, and we take it. Who is this person in studio we are having here? Let us start from there.
Yes, good morning, viewers. Thank you so much, Mr. Aldo, for this wonderful moment or chance that you have given me to come and speak to my voters on this platform. My name is Saddam Hussein Muhammad. That's my real name. And commonly I'm known as Golia. That's the name that I am commonly known for. As you said, I am contesting as the councillor of Pangisa Ward. in this NRM primaries. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Just from that very introduction you've put in there, I want us to understand more. Who is this Saddam? Who is Azagolia? At some point also there was another name called Big Wallet. All these names to one person now that you want people to elect you in the names of Saddam Hussein as the upcoming chancellor. Who is this person? Let's understand from there. From your childhood, what are the things that you like, how you have been, and what profession are you in now? Let us understand from that moment, from that angle.
Yeah, yes, thank you so much. Talking about these names, you know, when you are social to people, when you are very social, when you live with the community, when you live with the people, there are always names that you develop apart from the real names you have. So you talked about here Big Wallet. This was a high school name. This was a name.
For me, I was thinking this Big Wallet because these are people who used to take, if you have a big wallet, they remove from your pocket. Oh, these are people, or you have a lot of money, you've been confusing girls now that you're coming to be a counselor. So, Big Wallet, let's, from what were you a big spender at high school?
Yes, in high school, I had money. I was with the money. Though the money was small, but at that particular time, it was a big money. So it gave me that name, Big Wallet. And then later on, as I kept on exploring and connecting to other people, I also got this name as Golia. So it is the current nickname I have and that people know me for. About profession, today I'm coming for politics, but before or even currently, I am a teacher by profession. I did education, bachelor's in education, so I am a secondary teacher by profession. And also, in creativity, I'm also an artist, visual artist. I draw, I paint, I do anything. So that is the creativity part of me. Yes, so those are the professions that I have. Thank you.
So if we look about the profession now that you are a teacher, and then you also going to be a politician now, how does that look like? Will you be able, how will you balance? And most especially you are an art teacher. And let's speak from there. How are you going to make sure that what you're doing as a teacher doesn't go away when you're a politician, and what you're doing as a politician doesn't deter you from being a teacher in line with your profession?
Yes, actually, the most important part of this is that, you know, when you're a teacher, you are everything. If you happen to be a teacher, and then you can be anything, you can lead anywhere. But as being a teacher, I came to realize that, you know, I live with the community that raised me. I live with the, my fellow youth who are suffering here in San Siro, here in Pangisha. But I found that I'm teaching somewhere else. Then one time I asked myself, Saddam, you're a teacher. What is your contribution to the local community that raised you, who are suffering, and you are teaching somewhere? Yes, it is very important to be a teacher, to educate or to teach the world, but you cannot control everything with the teaching. It is through politics that you can control the affairs of the people. You can give solutions to the problems that people are facing every day, every night. And with that, I developed an interest to come and stand for my people whom I have seen are suffering. The youth with whom we studied, and maybe to some issues or challenges, they have not made it so far. So how do I stand for them? Through teaching, the government cannot listen to me. I cannot push this youth to the government. I cannot do that with the teaching. It is only that politics can make me to be a voice to this youth and the women who are suffering in the community. Okay. Yes.
Just also on this very one, you're talking about teaching. You're a very unique teacher in a way that you teach in what we call the art, visual art. the artist. And it's a very unique, it's not everyone will be an art teacher like you are, because it requires you to be someone who can be able to draw, who can be able to paint. But viewer, this discussion can be part of you. You make sure that you join us on the studio line. That is our official WhatsApp line, 070-2321-169. Or you can also drop us a comment on Facebook, wherever you're catching this from. I'm already seeing here your colleague art teacher, that is Table Russ Maxwell Press, is dropping a comment and saying that there are issues to do with art and talent. This also, he needed actually more platform to. So what is it that the platform that art is not visible yet? Art could have been one of the most paying. We have seen paintings in the modern time in Europe, in Asia, even in America. One piece of art like this cost millions of money. So why is it that art is a unique thing and you want to leave this unique and go to politics? Yes.
Yes, actually, I'm not going away from art. Art is still part of me, even if I do what, even if I go for politics or whatever, I am still in art, and I'm not going to leave art, because art is something, art is a talent, and it's something that I cannot move away from. Even if I happens to be the MP or the president, still I can draw. I can still get time to draw. And why I'm also going for politics is also that, you know, artists here, they don't have voice, and actually there is nobody there who stands for them. That is why you find that art, there is a lot of talent in art here in Arua, but still there is a lot of challenges that the artists are facing. For example, exposure, market. Artists, they find a lot of problems here on the ground. So these are some of the things that I'll go and stand for. You know, talent is something that has to be promoted. But here, there's no room for promoting talents in every field. Yes.
Okay, just also on, I have a very pertinent question to you in terms of, this would have been something very key. You're a youth, and today is the International Youth Day, 12th of August, always dedicated for International Youth Day. So let's look at this day to you, that we are not celebrating it today as Uganda, we're also not celebrating it today as Arua, we're also not celebrating it today as West Nile. But there's been a specific date put for this day. So what are those aspirations you would wish to see for the youth? As a councillor who is also a youth, from the look of your face, we're able to see that you're a very young man. And if you've married, it's maybe because of one or two things. So what are those things on this day of Youth Day you would wish to share with the youths out there as an upcoming leader?
Yes, thank you so much. Actually, this Youth Day, this International Youth Day, it means a lot to the youth. This is the day for the youth. This is the day to recognize the contribution of the youth. This is the day to see that youth are also important. They are very important in development. In all aspects of life, youth are very important. But it's now quite challenging that we are not going to celebrate this day. And these are the things that I needed to come up and stand for. Because as being a youth, there's a lot that we do, even in the government or for the community. But our efforts are not recognized. You know, mostly youth, they are used only for non-profitable things. But wherever there is a profit, that is when youth are pushed away. So these are some of the things that should be talked about. These are the things that someone should stand for. You know, youth without a leader, they cannot be listened to. So I am coming as a voice for the youth to see that youth are not only seen as a voters, to see that youth are not only recognized during election. Let youth be involved in decision making. Let youth be there in the government so that they represent the affairs or the interests of the youth. But what I have observed is that the youth here, they are only recognized during election time. But after elections, youth are branded in new names, different names. But when it comes to elections, they're important people. So these are the things that I'm advocating.
Maybe what are those new names that people keep on branding the youth? We want to understand that better. And why does this happen? And what in your manifesto looks at that particularly and the approach?
The names that people brand youth, one, you after these elections, you find that youth will be seen as thieves. That is something that I cannot say of. I have to talk about it. When there's no elections, youth are seen as thieves. This is the name that they give them. Then they are also looked at as distractors. People who destroy, who are enemies of progress, who are very destructive in the community. But this is not, the life of youth, they should also be understood. All the people, they move through that stage. When you are also a youth, you ask yourself, how were you behaving? Now that you are an elder or you are an adult, you should be standing for the youth too. See? So that's the challenge that I'm seeing with the youth.
Yeah, okay, now just on this discussion here, I want to bring it back to the area that you're coming in for. And at the start of this discussion, I did tell you that you come from San Siro, where there have been bad things known for. But over the last maybe 2 to 3 years, there's been transformation. People like you were trying to shape that area. So how are you going to look at the issues? We know that sometimes youth are branded to be thieves, this and that. But what is your approach to see that those who are into these practices can be transformed and become very valuable citizens over Uganda?
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, I can't deny the fact that I come from San Siro, despite the image that is known outside there. The reason as to why also I am coming to contest is to show to the world that San Siro is no longer the San Siro that they knew before. San Siro is transforming. And we are now changing the image. We want to change the image of San Siro. And not only San Siro, most of these ghetto areas, or these slum areas, not only San Siro, I also come from Bibia. Actually, I reside both in Bibia and Moro, that is San Siro. So these are the areas that people have bad image about. For example, if you are someone from San Siro or Bibia, there are some things that there are some injustice or unfairness that you go through. For example, it was some 3 days back. I was going to sleep. Of course, I told you I sleep in Bibia. I met with the police, the patrol police at night. When these people saw me, they stopped me that, hey, young man, you stop. Then they asked me, where are you from and where are you going? I told them, I am going to sleep. They asked me, you man, you don't fear this place? I told them, I said...
the whole police asking you that?
Yeah, the police
that is supposed to protect you is asking you, you don't fear this place, that is San Siro?
Yes, they asked me that, don't you fear this place? I was like, now how do I fear this place? This is where I was born and where I've been raised, and this is where I will also die. Now, why should I fear my place? So this is the image that we are now trying to change. We want to give new names to these places which have been feared, which have been, their names have been tarnished. So we want to give new images such that we attract investments, such that people with the vision, such that people with developmental plans also come and reside or invest in these areas. Because when you look at these are areas where youth are many and where unemployment is the topic of the day. So it is these bad images that people give outside there which are distracting development to come in these places. So we want to transform these places and we give them new names so that investors also come and invest and the youth in these areas get employed. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, viewer. You can be part of this discussion by always making sure that you drop your comment on the Facebook page or on our official WhatsApp line, that is 070-2321-169. We have in studio one of the aspiring youths who is coming in to contest for the position of the councillorship for Pangisa Ward. Remember, these elections are on Saturday, and we will be expecting you to take your decisions rightly to elect the best persons who can be able to represent you in the council, because remember, Arua being a city, there's a lot that is policies that are developed by these councillors right over there. So let's come back to you and now unpack for us your manifesto. What does it look like for you to be in office if you are to be elected as now Saddam, who is a councillor to be? Let's speak from your manifesto, and how does this fit into the various components of the youth, of the women, of the elderly, and let's take it the whole aspect of that on your manifesto.
Yes, my manifesto, one of the most things that I will start with if I got elected as the councillor is unity. That is the first thing that I will have to look at in Pangisa. You know, Pangisa has a lot of tribes. It is a parish where there are so many tribes. We have Waringas, we have Madis, we have the Nubians, we have the Kakuas. But what shall bring these people together to cooperate and work for a common goal? It is unity. If these people are not united, then there will be no cooperation, and where there is no cooperation, then development shall not take place. So I will emphasize on unity to see that Pangisans, they are all united under one umbrella.
So the citizens of Pangisa are called Pangisans. You've even given them a name.
Yes,
that is quite wonderful.
The residents, they are known as the Pangisans. So unity is going to be my core, so that I will look at, because I've seen that without unity, which I'm already witnessing on the ground, it's the problem that people are facing, and it is the reason as to why we are still behind. If you compare Pangisa to other parishes or other wards in the city, Pangisa is still lagging behind, and this has been caused by lack of unity among the residents. So I will first emphasize on unity to see that the people come together, they cooperate and work for a common goal for the betterment of Pangisha. Then also, the other thing that I will look at is to give back leadership to the community. When I'm talking about giving leadership to the community, what I'm meaning is that, I am a leader who always leads from behind. I make sure that I always put people in front. How do I make this? It is people whose views I represent. So whenever I am trying to come up with a decision, I make sure that these are the decisions of the people. These are the views of the people that I should always take and represent. Because if you don't involve community members in decision making, whose views are you going to represent? Whose views are you standing on? So I'll make sure that I always come to the community members. I listen to them, then I go back, I represent their views, then I also come back with the feedback. This is something that I have never witnessed. I've never witnessed with the former leaders. So if I am given this, I will make sure that I will always involve my people in the decision making. And whenever I go, and I'll come back with the feedback. That is how a leader should lead. Don't lead only your own views. You be there to take people's views and represent them with accordance.
And maybe I wanted to look more on this. You talked about two issues, unity and then giving power to the people. What are some of the things that you will be able to do in your maybe 100 days in office to see that power is fully handed to the people? How are you going to involve them maybe? And then after that, you can go to the other parts of your manifesto. Yeah.
Yes, actually, what I'm talking about is community engagement. Community engagement in all aspects, in everything in the government. You have to engage the community. Don't do it alone. Don't go for it alone. Always make sure that the community is engaged. So their voice should be heard and valued in decision making. This is the most thing I am emphasizing on: listening to the voice of the community and making sure that it is heard wherever you take it or wherever you represent it, but it has to be heard. And also making sure that the voice that you have taken there also has to get the feedback. You also have to come back and give them the feedback. So how am I going to make sure that the community is involved? I am going to make sure that I create platforms where both offline and online, to see that I am always engaged with the community. You can come up with the halls, meeting halls. This is something that I have not seen. So if I am given this opportunity to be the councillor of Pangisa, I want to establish a hall. I want to establish a hall whereby before I go for council meetings, I first call my local authorities, local leaders, and I sit with them to tell me the issues on ground. Then I go and represent them. Then online, also there are so many online platforms that you can use to connect with your voters, with the community members. So that is how I am going to make sure that I engage my community members in everything in my leadership. Yes.
I think that is quite very good, and I would also be able to, how about issues, the other issues I've not seen them come clearly on your manifesto, issues related to women pertinently. There are a lot of women who are suffering. Pangisa being an area where it has gathered a lot of tribes in there. There are issues particularly with women, single mothers. Someone is renting here, the husband has gone away, business is very hard, then prostitution comes in there. So does this also captured in your manifesto as Saddam, the aspiring candidate?
Yes. I think before I take you to that, what I would like to let my voters know is how my leadership is going to be, the nature of my leadership. First of all, my leadership is going to be very inclusivity, whereby each and every member of the community is captured. And among the members, there are women of every category. I will make sure that all the people in Pangisa, regardless of religion, regardless of their status, regardless of tribe, regardless of age, are all considered and they feel part of Pangisa. So for women, what I'm going to do is that, these women, they suffer a lot. And these are the women right now, they say that women are the burden carriers of every home. They are the ones who carry every burden at home. So, but these women, they are not empowered. These women, they do business which does not develop, which does not progress. And this is due to leadership gap. Because leaders, there are these leaders who only know women also during the time of election. But after elections, they don't penetrate to where these women come from. But me, I am someone who stays. I have been with these women in these local savings. I know what they go through. First of all, lack of capital is the most problem here for these women, and the lack of support to their business is also a problem that they are facing. So I have a plan. If I become the councillor of Pangisa, I'll make sure that in these saving groups of women and also the youth, because the youth, they also have saving groups, I'll make sure that I will introduce a non-interest loan which will never be charged. And this loan, once I give it to the women, they use it to support their business, of which they return it without an interest. Then it is also given to another group member.
Just on this one here, before we go in for a break, but I wanted to understand, is this going to be basically done by you alone, or you have other partners who are you looking at, or other funders besides government, besides your initial? Are there people that you have already seen that will be able to fund some of these activities you're talking about in terms of the financial implications it will bring to the council?
Yes, I am going to do this by cooperating with the other government agents or these non-governmental organizations. Even me alone, I can also do that, but the level also it varies. I can manage that, but to extend it to other parts of Pangisa or to make it wide, then I will have to extend. I will have to go to the government and non-government organizations to see that there are funds given to these women and that should not be charged, because I have seen that in these groups there are loans that women pick to do their business, of which these loans are also charged. Then you find that the charge or the interest on these loans also become more burden to women than the loans they pick. Then they end up not refunding this money. So this is something that I will have to fight to see that women are supported and their business are also supported and they progress in this business. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, viewer. We are still having, that is Honorable Saddam Hussein right in studio here. He is contesting for the position of Pangisa Ward. Remember, Pangisa being one of the most populated wards in the Central Division, in Arua City and in West Nile for that case, has 18,000 plus residents right over here. And previously, this ward was divided into two, Pangisa Lower and Pangisa Upper. As we're going into 2026, now that it has been carved as one, meaning Pangisa Lower, which used to send the councillor, is coming back with Pangisa Lower, which used to send the councillor. So a lot of services are not being merged together, but the political representation has been merged in one way or the other. When we come back, I'll be asking, picking notes from Saddam Hussein, looking at now that it used to be a small place, now it's a bigger one. How does that accommodate in his manifesto? For now, let's take a charity break. When we come back, we'll be unpacking more about this candidate. Remember, on Saturday, we'll also be having these elections. Remember to go and vote.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mweve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay. Hosting a business event? Look no further. Our hotel offers cutting-edge conference facilities that are sure to impress your guests. From intimate board meetings to large-scale conferences, our versatile spaces and professional staff will ensure your event is a resounding success. Dive into a world of relaxation and bliss at our magnificent swimming pool. Bask in the warm sunshine as you lounge by the water or take a refreshing dip. Our poolside oasis offers the perfect escape where you can unwind and soak up the serene atmosphere. Embark on a culinary journey at our exquisite restaurant where flavors from around the world come together to tantalize your taste buds. From gourmet delicacies to local favorites, our talented chefs create culinary masterpieces that will leave you craving for more. Unwind and socialize at our vibrant bar and lounge, the perfect spot to enjoy handcrafted cocktails, fine wines and a wide range of beverages. And let us take care of your every detail, making your time with us truly unforgettable.
Introducing Host TV, your ultimate advertising destination. Get 50% discount offer today. Elevate your brand with Host TV. Available on YOTV, Afro Mobile, and Host Media app. We offer commercial advertising, live event broadcasting, streaming service, social media marketing, publication on dailywestnile.info. We are Host TV. Connect with us on all social media platforms. Host TV, exploring.
They say modern problems deserve smart solutions, so there is no need to line up in queues or go in congested places just to purchase your grocery. Omia Foods gets you fresh, tasty and nutritious food stuff with no queues, no stress and no congestion. Get tomatoes, onions, cabbage, milk, dressed chicken, eggs, fruits, and so much more at a market-friendly price with different payment options at the counter. You can pay using cash, Momo, Visa, or FlexiPay, or dial our USSD code *284*173# to have an order delivered to you from our stores. We are located on plot number 6, Staff Lane, Junior Quarters, Arua City.
Yes, viewer, you're still back here with us on The Morning Explorer. So remember, this is Host TV, and we're coming live from Host Hub Innovation Center in Arua City, wherever you're catching us from. The second hour still gets very much interesting, and I still have my guest in studio, and that is Saddam Hussein, who is an aspiring youth for the position of a councillorship for that is a Pangisa ward. Just before we went out for the charity break, Saddam, I did pose a question to you on the vastness of the representation, the issues of Pangisa being the most populated, 18,000 plus population of being in Arua City. And previously, this place or this constituency or this ward had been divided into two. Now that in 2026, they are merging this into one. In terms of service delivery, in terms of how you're going to work, how do you see this? We're expecting more to be created, but now the government is matching them. And you're contesting a very vast land, which used to have 2 councillors, now going to be served by 1. So how do you look at this as a person or as a party who is coming in this election?
Yes, actually, it is true that Pangisa right now, it has been merged. There were two councillors that came up from Pangisha, but this time they only need one to represent the whole Pangisa, the vast Pangisha. So what does this mean? What it means is that now Pangisa needs someone who is energetic, someone who can run up and down, who cannot get tired, someone who is able to reach to everybody, because this Paris is now, it's very wide. So it needs someone who is able, who is capable of running up and down to see that all the parts of Pangisa are covered and they are considered. So, you know, they say that, though they say that old broom knows all the corners, so it should not be neglected. But me, I see the current Pangisa needs a new broom that can sweep. You know, if you buy a new broom, you feel how it sweeps. It sweeps very well. So I see that Pangisa now needs a new broom like me, who still has the energy to run to see that all the areas of Pangisa, all the members, community members of Pangisa are included, are considered, and they are reached. So Pangisa needs me, because Pangisa is now big, and it needs someone who is capable, who is able, energetic, who can reach to all the people of Pangisa. I was still giving some of my manifestos for Pangisa, as I am coming as the councillor of Pangisa. So the Pangisans, what you should expect from me is social welfare. Your social welfare shall be improved. So I'm going to improve on people's social welfare. All the residents of the Pangisa, this does not leave anybody behind. I talked here about inclusivity, whereby everybody shall be included. Everybody shall feel that he or she is in Pangisa and he is or she is considered. How am I going to do this? How shall I do this? I will support the vulnerable population and promote inclusivity in every government and non-governmental programs. This is something that has been missing. Then I will also address social injustice. These social injustices are rampant in Pangisa. This is something that everybody has at least witnessed for him or herself if he or she has been here in Pangisa. Then I will also address insecurity issues. This is what has given Pangisa wrong name or bad images outside there. But I am assuring my people of Pangisa that these insecurity issues here in Pangisa will only take a phone call to end if you elect me. It is on a phone call that will end these insecurities. People, you know, these insecurities, or the people whom people are targeting to cause these insecurities, people don't reach to them. People don't understand the situation, why they are involved in these issues, and how should they be helped to come out or to leave all these issues they are doing. So I am someone who is with everybody, who understands why people do this and how should they be removed, or how should they be brought out of what they are doing. So that's something that I'm going to do, and it will not take me long. I know it has been taking people long, but it shall only take a phone call from me to end all these insecurity issues in Pangisa.
Maybe just as we get to the lasting part of this discussion right over here, remember, we just have a few minutes to move out in here. I want you to look at that camera and try to tell us, what does it mean for us to do on Saturday morning? How are people going to vote for you? And how how you've organized your team for these elections. Remember, the whole of Pangisa will be voting, the whole of Arua City will be voting, and the whole of Uganda will also be voting. So how prepared are you for this election, and how do you intend to prepare people? And many people have forgotten that there's going to be lining or what. So how are these elections going to be? Yes, as a candidate.
Yes, these elections are going to be like as they used to be, using line. People are going to stand online. You come, you will see my banner or poster. Someone will be holding my banner wherever I will not be there. I have agents and the coordinators or mobilizers who will be helping you to carry my banner or my poster, and then you will stand behind that passion. So that is how the elections are going to be conducted. So right now I have my program is out, my rallies or my campaigns. The timetable is out. Like today, I have places that I'm going to capture. Today I will be in Spring Council, Mokhtar Mosque. Then tomorrow I will capture Zebra, particularly this place. I'm going to capture Zebra, and then Barukushel also, or orphanage. And then on Friday, the last day of the campaign, I will be in Bibia and Moro, the two areas where I come from. That is home. So my home people, I will be on Friday with you. Then other areas, I'm going to capture them before Friday. So from now, I am so busy. I am now on field. So everybody, you expect me, I'm going to reach. Even if you're in a hall, or even if wherever you shall be, I'll make sure that I reach out to you. This is because this is how a leader should be. As we are moving for campaigns, it is also the same way I will reach to you when I become your councillor of Pangisha.
Maybe just on this, I want to hear from you confidently. What are your projections for this election? How do you expect to win this election? Or are you confident that you will win it with a landslide? Or how do you look at yourself in this race? I don't know whether there are three of you, and with the other candidates, let's see, youth in there. So how do you see yourself coming strongly in this election?
Yes, I am very confident. I am very confident. The confidence in me cannot be measured, but I am very confident. Because, when people looked at my age with the people I'm contesting with, some were saying that you first wait, you're young, and economically you're also not stable. But I told them it is not all about age. If there's a proverb that says, if a child is able to wash his hand, he can eat with the king. It means that leadership is about maturity and the characters. So if I possess all this, then I can deliver, I can lead my people. It is not about status, it's not about money, but it is about your potential, your capability. So I am very confident with my youth, with everybody, that I'm going to win these elections very anonymously. I will win. I am so confident about that. Because the youth have risen up. It is time for the youth. We have waited from our people who have been leading us. They failed to come to us. Now we are going to get it with our hands from wherever it has been hidden.
Yes. Yes, viewer, that is from the horse's mouth. And remember, that is the Honorable Saddam Hussein, who is contesting for the position of a councillor seat for Pangisa Ward, straight over there. And for you, case, these elections are on Saturday. I will encourage you to go and vote. Remember, they will be by lining. Wherever you are, your name must be on the NRM register, and let's make sure that peace prevails in this very election. I did see a lot of nominations. Our nomination day, a lot of candidates going with a lot of morale, a lot of issues here and there. We have also seen some few cases of violence being in these councillorship elections. They are very tense, I must be able to say, in places like Tanganyika, in places like Pangisa, where previously these were two different cells divided into two but being merged into one. And also in other places, places within West Nile, outside West Nile, also, let's make sure that we go and vote for this. And the Morning Explorer comes to a pause in here. We'll be picking it from tomorrow, the same hour, the same time, the same people, from 6 to 9 a.m. Remember, I will always be here with Desire and together to take you through. My appreciation to the crew that has been producing this show, and my producer, that is Matata Harmony, and also my camera person, that is Sally Khalid Juma, who has also been a very senior photographer and a very senior camera person. Remember to always follow us on Facebook and all other platforms where we are visible on. For now, we are saying have the best of your day, but we'll be leaving you with Afro Cinema, which later on Olivia will be coming with AM to PM. So by the way, there's a lot coming in that show, and later after the inspirational movies, and then the civic space will be getting the parliament, and our own, that is Stewart, will be taking you down entertainment lane with the drive down show starting from 5 p.m. going till 7. So that is how our day will be here on Host TV. But for now, the Morning Explorer takes a seat from today. Have the blessed of your morning.
Ever imagined if you woke up one day and you are invisible? That's how you would look to the government if you were a citizen but you don't have a NIN.
You have a name? Do you have a NIN? Do not be like Mweve. Visit a NIRA registration center near you to get a NIN or renew your national ID today.
Welcome to Dreamland Hotel, where luxury meets convenience. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication at our premier hotel. Step into your home away from home, where elegance and comfort converge. Our spacious and beautifully appointed rooms and suites are designed to meet your every need. Relax and unwind in our tranquil accommodations, complete with all amenities to ensure a restful and rejuvenating stay.